Hello and welcome to On The Counter. Today we're doing best and worst 11s, starting with the worst 11 for lifelong and suffering Arsenal fan JP. How are we?
Not too bad, Bruce. How are you?
I'm all right. I feel like I'm just here to let you vent.
Basically,
today.
yes.
Right,
yeah. It's going to be me kicking off about some players on a personal level who I loathe, and also professionally, they were shite.
Oh, love it.
Bit of
right.
both.
Goalkeeper.
Start off with goalkeeper. There's been some prize shockers in there, in between the sort of Lukic and Seaman years. I've gone for one which is I feel like the goalkeeping coach should be up there as much, but Manuel Almunia.
Oh, really?
Faulty Manuel, yeah. Absolutely shocking. I mean, he didn't pick himself. Wenger's got to take the blame. And a goalkeeping coach who never coached goalkeepers doesn't help the situation.
He wasn't that bad, though.
He was shit. So against West Brom, when he inexplicably goes running out of the area, and that's when we lost 3-2 to West Brom at home. We were 3-0 down.
Do you think that he's a product of having such good goalkeepers before that you think he's that bad? Or do you reckon he's just an actual terrible goalkeeper?
He's shocking, mate. He was never good. I mean, like, really. Never good. I tell you what he was. When he was in the Championship with Watford,
yeah.
That was his level. The fact he played in Champions League semi-finals, and he always ballsed up. Even the final he came on for, it's a near post goal that goes in. It's those kind of things. But again, didn't pick himself. And special matter for Jerry Payton, who never should be employed. And he's Irish. And I generally would give him the benefit of the doubt, but he's awful.
Right centre back.
Right centre back. So I've picked three absolute shocking ones here. I'm going to go with Sebastian Squillaci.
I'll put Squitch.
Squitch, yep. Sebastian Squillaci, we bought for about $6.5 million from Monaco. And you're like, oh, French international, really good.
No legs.
I mean, he made Silvestre look like Sol Campbell at points. He was just a buck-up waiting to happen.
He was also
every
there
week.
for a long time where he wasn't playing either, wasn't he?
On big money, while they complained about not having any money. And it's like, I don't know, do I need to tell you to release him? You can see me getting very angry about this already.
Middle centre-back?
Middle centre-half, particularly because he was absolutely shocking again, Igor Stepanovs.
Stepanovs.
That's right. Who is probably most famous for... we've had many hammerings over the years. He wasn't involved in the 8-2. He was involved in the first sort of 6-1, the first time we got proper kicking. The rumour is he got a contract because he was playing in a reserve game, and Dennis Bergkamp, to try and wind up Martin Keown, was saying to Wenger about how good he thought Stepanovs was. He ended up signing. We had an injury crisis. He played centre-half in that game. Awful. Awful.
Really?
Absolutely. I mean, had no pace, couldn't pass the ball, and his heading wasn't great.
Worst you've seen at centre-back? Or is it the next one?
The next one is. And this is almost like a childhood favourite. He's so bad that there is an entire chapter in Fever Pitch about how bad he is, and that's Gus Caesar.
Caesar.
There is.
Giving an S?
It's with an A ahead of that, like Julius Caesar.
I'll give him a little A.
That's the only similarity to Julius Caesar it is.
Not very commanding.
Most famous for a terrible mistake in the 1988 League Cup final against Luton, which broke my heart when I was a kid. Just made colossal fuck-ups every
Constantly?
week. Yeah. I mean, he was always costly. We ended up selling him to Airdrie for 100 grand. Didn't do anything there. Ended up playing in Hong Kong and became a trader. That's where he should stick to. He must have been good as a kid. When they were picking people up against the wall, they must have been picking Gus Caesar. And somehow, he played for us and then decided, nah, I'm giving up. Shocking.
Has there anyone ever gone from Arsenal to Airdrie?
I think that's the only one.
Only one.
And he might be the only one who ever does it again.
Right, do you want your full-backs or your centre-mids first?
Full-backs first.
Right full-back?
Right full-back. I'm going to go with Pal Lyderson. The reason he's there, it's not so much he was an absolutely shocking player, although he wasn't very good. He was the player who was responsible for all the bungs and George Graham going. And it wasn't a bad thing, Graham.
Final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, he was. He was just like sort of symbolic of like those last horrible years with him. And it also didn't help that George Graham decided to get rid of every creative midfielder we had to collect a group of centre-halves who were very average at best.
Route one.
Oh, yeah. It was like, we don't need David Rocastle. Here comes Andy Linnigan. And I know he scored that goal in the FA Cup final.
I don't know who Andy Linnigan is.
Exactly. Do you know what he is? I think he's an electrician these days. Joe might have told me that. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Left wing back?
Left wing back, Andre Santos.
Oh, I know that one.
Oh, yeah. I probably was at the one game he was all... And I say he was all right. He was shit in it, but he scored. It was the 5-3 against Chelsea.
Yeah,
away.
I remember him scoring a good goal.
I was there that day, and I couldn't make a sound, because I was sat in the Chelsea bit, and they're arseholes.
Yeah.
So he was there. He's a pub player. He scored a good goal that day. That was basically
Did he come from Malaga, somewhere like that?
Do you know
he was
what?
quite good there because I think he was under Pellegrini, Manuel Pellegrini.
The only thing I could say on a positive about him is he eats well. Like, he's doing all right. He's not starving on an evening. That's the positive. That's the only positive I would say.
Okay. CDM.
CDM. I'm going to go with someone who I've got real, genuine loathing for, and that's Denilson.
Right. Okay. Tell me why.
If you went back and look at Denilson clips, you'll never see him with muddy boots or a muddy shirt.
Because he never got on the
Because he's a
floor.
lazy sack of shit. My most famous moment is there's a game where one of the inevitable losses to Man U, and it's at Wayne Rooney, but out of shot, and you don't think of Wayne Rooney as he's a speedster.
Yeah.
But
What year was that?
I want to say about 2012.
Yeah. So he was not.
This is when we persisted with him for about 3 years on 50 grand a week. So bad, and you know what Brazil squads are like? They'll call up anyone. Never got called up. That was the sign. That was the red flag.
They didn't have very good centre mids then either.
No, we got rid of. So I'm still really cross about him. Yeah, you just see Wayne Rooney sprint past him, and he goes out of shot. And at that point, I was just like, "Fuck off, sling your hook. You're shocking."
2 centre mids.
2 centre mids. I've gone for one. Alberto Mendes Rodriguez or Mendes.
I'll give it Mendes.
Partly he was a bit of a giggle. It was this crazy time where Wenger would buy people who you'd just be like, "Why have we signed this guy?" And it seemed like it was a laugh. He came from a 4th division German club for $250,000.
And starting for you?
Barely.
Barely.
Why? Dead rubbers away in like Olympiacos in the Champions League. That's where you'd see him. But it was just a waste of time. It was a good practical joke, but it was a bit of an expensive one.
Maybe he had something on Wenger.
He must have done.
Next centre mid.
Next one, he's not really a central midfielder, but he's so bad you've got to put him in. That's Glenn Helder. He'd normally be a winger, normally be a left winger. Again, I wanted to like him because he had hair like Lionel Richie, and you thought, this is when George Graham was going a bit mental.
That's when if you want a footballer to do well, he's got to have Lionel Richie hair.
Oh yeah. He's proper like Soul Glow stuff that he had. Shit, couldn't cross. He had pace. So do greyhounds. You don't play them left mid, do you? So
they might play him over him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is another player that who would also whine me. I mean, he makes Theo Walcott look like sort of Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah. He's that kind of...
A bit like Lundberg.
Yeah, exactly.
Right striker?
Up front, first one is Park. Korean striker, scored 1 goal. I believe it was in a League Cup game against Bolton.
He then signed for Bolton, didn't he?
Yeah, did he go to Bolton afterwards?
I think he went on loan to Bolton.
Oh, he was specially crap. Like, there was a few games I saw with him. It's just like, why have we signed him? $3.5 million. And at the same time,
where did you sign him from?
Oh,
some Korean.
It was France. I want to say Lille. Yeah.
Were they laughing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$3.5 million, even for today's money, even as silly as it's gone, that's too much for him. Yeah. You wouldn't pay £2.50.
Right, stupid money for the next striker.
Yeah, Franny Jeffers, who there are strikers there with worse goal scoring, like if you're looking at, say, a Kaba Diawara, he has a much worse goal scoring record. It's just how cack he was. Fox in the box. I remember not finding out about that transfer.
He was quite good for Everton though.
Yeah. Well, by all accounts, I'll just say it was a rumour, liked the cocaine. He certainly played like he liked the cocaine.
That's allegedly again.
Allegedly.
We're going to have an allegedly down the bottom of the screen.
I have to say as well, I mean, he just shithouse.
Yeah.
Again, lazy.
He suited Everton's style of play better than Arsenal's style of play that way, or do you reckon he was just generally
I think he kind of got found out. Because after that, he never really did anything else.
Yeah.
He just disappeared. Again, I was at one of the games. He scored a last-minute goal to beat Bolton 2-1. And I was at that game and he scored that. That was basically it.
That's it.
Outside of that, nothing else.
Any honourable mentions that we should include?
Oh, I mean, we've kind of mentioned
Is
around...
that your...
There's the players who are like the biggest disappointments. I always think, on his really bad days, Theo Walcott. Just for those bad days when you just go, Jesus.
When
Theo.
he wanted to play striker and
I want to play as a wing, I want to play as a striker. It's just like the money we paid him. 10 years. 10 years he was at the club.
Sven liked him. Well, he was
do
told to take
you know
him.
what? And perhaps Joe would agree with me on this. Should have left him at Southampton.
Yeah.
That would have done it.
Well, thank you very much, JP.
Pleasure.
I feel like we've let you vent for 10, 15 minutes there, and you.
Yes, you have.
If you, I feel like we've stopped a crime happening tonight by letting you vent all on.
Totally against him.
Danilson.
He's responsible.
Do you know what?
I feel sorry for him.
I'll give him so he's the worst of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attitude mixed in with being shit. It was like we were just sold a Brazilian midfielder. We just didn't ask any questions about which one.
Well, thank you very much, JP.
Pleasure.
So next time we will have a Southampton best or worst 11. We also have JP back for his best 11, which hopefully will be less sweary than this one.
It will
be. Thank you. See you next time.